And good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Blinkers Off. Glad to have your company. Don't forget as well, if you'd like to email us with any thoughts or suggestions, something you agree with, something you disagree with, just email us at blinkersoff@31.com.au. Big show coming up tonight. We'll talk about all of the latest racing action on the weekend, what's coming up as far as Queensland harness racing is concerned in October. We'll speak with Kerry Ebbett tonight. Kerry, of course, is the president of the Redcliffe Harness Racing Club, and a very proud president he is as well. We headed down to Redcliffe a few weeks ago. We'll speak with Kerry tonight, and then also look back at the highlights from Albion Park on the weekend and speak with some of our winners, including Kelly Dawson, also Shane Graham, Peter McMullen and Todd McCarthy. They were all winners on the 8-event card at Albion Park on Saturday night. But as I said, it's a big time coming up. The big stars were out to play on the weekend. In fact, we can go back to last Tuesday, and we saw Mr. Feelgood resume at Albion Park. Look, it's fair to say that he wasn't overly impressive. He'd had 3 barrier trials leading up to his assignment on Tuesday, where he was expected to be a past-the-post proposition. He won by not a big margin, but Luke McCarthy did tell me that he thought he desperately needed the run. He went forward, took the lead after about 300 metres, and rated sub 155. He steps out again at Albion Park tomorrow afternoon, and one would assume he's going to be a fitter horse, and of course he'll be unbackable again in the 3rd race tomorrow, this time running over the 2138 metres. So we look forward to seeing Mr. Feelgood. He is going to be a major player in our big races in October, and I'll tell you about those very shortly. Of course, on Friday night at Melton, smoking up the Australian Horse of the Year and the Inter Dominion winner from earlier this year was in action in the Pro Chevalier Free-for-All at Melton. As expected, like Mr. Feelgood, he was long odds on, drew barrier 1, led all the way, a 154.6 mile rate over the 1700 metres and polishing it off in 26.8. One night later, that grand horse, Carlu Mick, now he's such a favourite to, well, not only New South Wales enthusiasts, but Australia-wide. He's got such a great following. Barry Lou took him to Menangle for the Kevin Robinson Memorial, and he was successful there. Greg Bennett driving over the 2,300 metres, and he rated 158.1. And like Smoking Up and Mr. Feelgood, he was very dominant in the market. Can he crack it for a Group 1 this time around? Time's starting to run out, I suppose. He's not getting any younger, but he's still racing in devastating form. So it all augurs well for our big month coming up in October. Also confirmed he's a buzzin' from the Ian Wilson stable, will be headed for our big races. Speaking about the big races, and you should keep in mind what's happening in the month of October, and it's an exciting time too for harness racing enthusiasts. October 8th, Saturday night, Albion Park will see the running of the Be Good Johnny Sprint. Great honour for a race to be named in honour of Be Good Johnny, a 2 times Miracle Mile winner, and may I add, still going great guns, racing with plenty of zest. His run behind Mr. Feelgood on Tuesday was very, very good. But the Be Good Johnny Sprint is a listed race over the short distance. It carries $25,000 in prize money. That's Albion Park, October 8. 1 week later, we go to the Gold Coast. Now, this is important to keep in mind that it will be a Saturday night meeting, October 15 at the Gold Coast. It sees the running of the Kevin and Kay Seymour Cup, a Group 2 race, $75,000 in prize money, and also that night for our trotting aficionados, the Darren Alexander Trotters Memorial, which is now a time-honoured race. They're the 2 big races. Gold Coast going Saturday night, October 15, which means the Friday night meeting will be at Albion Park. And then, of course, October 22 is the big one, the $200,000 Garrard's Queensland Pacing Championship, $200,000 in prize money, the first leg of the Grand Circuit, and the best in Australia will be contesting that race. So we've got a big month here in Queensland harness racing, and 3 big nights to remember, October 8, October 15 and October 22. Also keep in mind, just going through a bit of club news with Albion Park, the Texas Hold'em Poker begins next Tuesday. Nathan Ham was with us last Monday night on Blinkers Off, telling us about that exercise, which will of course be conducted after the races on a Tuesday afternoon, so get along there. Free entry, cash prizes. Gold Coast, I mentioned, their big night on October 15, a Saturday night. Keep that one in mind. They'll have a big crowd there. Redcliffe, of course, racing every Saturday in October, bar next Saturday. It's Marburg on the 1st of October, but the remaining 4 Saturday dates will be at Redcliffe. Batra, of course, are giving away $100 cash prizes over 12 months. if you're a Batra paid-up member, and the first of those $100 cash prizes will be given out at Albion Park next Saturday night, so make sure you're a paid-up member. Margaret Reynolds will be there next Saturday night to take membership forms, and if you'd like to pay up before the draw takes place. And also importantly, Batra will have their monthly meeting at Albion Park next Monday at 7 o'clock. Most important, Batra, of course, is the voice of the industry. And if you'd like to say something or have something said, or just simply want to find out what's happening in the industry at this very moment, it's worth your while to attend next Monday night, 7 o'clock at Albion Park. We look forward to seeing you there. That's the latest news. It's time now to address our hot topic. The likely merger of the New South Wales Thoroughbred and Harness Stewards panels is a step, we believe, in the wrong direction. Harness Racing New South Wales has given in-principle support for the concept, although its chairman Graham Campbell could hardly be described as giving it a ringing endorsement when commenting on the matter. Was there some push and shove from government levels? It seems awfully likely. This is a knee-jerk reaction to Sydney's harness racing woes, which gained traction from the alleged corrupt activities of stewards and licensees in regards to swabbing, or to put it more succinctly, non-swabbing. But what message does this give the general punting public about the New South Wales harness racing industry and the industry in general? We can't handle our own affairs, we need help from Big Brother, and the perceived slur on the present harness panel is plain to see, despite what gloss and spin they put on the whole episode. And the personality clash between the two panels will be undeniable. Resentment on one side and an air of superiority on the other, you believe it. And despite both thoroughbred and standardbreds being part of the same industry, that's the racing industry, the differences in both codes are too numerous to mention. Harness Racing New South Wales set out with big bold steps on this nasty business, but this sidebar is perceived as them throwing their hands up in the air and saying it's all too hard. Or maybe they had no say in the matter at all. I'm sure Racing Queensland has tinkered with the idea of cross-coding their stewards' panels, although there's only minimal evidence of it after a year and a few months at the helm. Blinkers Off says don't consider it. There's a time-worn expression, horses for courses. And in this situation, it couldn't be more apt. That's our thought for the night. We'll take a break, and then when we come back, we'll have a chat with Redcliffe President Kerry Ebbett.